Yo, it's Dice Tonight, and this is episode 34 of the SUP'M Show. And today we're asking the question, should a man risk his life to save a woman? Joining us in a second is going to be Dr. Kent Preside and Juan Knowles. And we're going to tackle this and a couple other things. This is off the cuffs of the Bahamian that was shot 6 times while trying to save a woman in a Walmart who is being assaulted by a man, friend, boyfriend, coworker, whatever it is. The Bahamian jumped in, tried to pull the guy off. The guy produced a weapon and shot him dead in front of his family. And we want to talk about it. Is it a fantasy to be a superhero, or is it something that we should be aiming towards in society just ain't having it right now? So it's good, Doc. What's up, Kent?
Hey, bro.
I know it's something I forgot.
What's that?
Libations.
Oh no, you can't forget that.
I did forget it.
Or else you're going to be able to think clearly.
I have no idea. I gotta wing it. I gotta wing it. So introduce yourself, Doc. I realize we haven't been doing that too often.
That is true. That is true. Well, my name is Dr. Kent Bazard. I am a sports medicine physician. I'm also a sports performance trainer and sports nutritionist, and just a regular guy, regular Bahamian dread.
Yep.
That's about it.
And I'm Dyson Knight, international recording artist with the well-known Grammy Award-winning band, the Baha Men. Most of you know the song "Who Let the Dogs Out." Yeah, that's us. And joining us will be Juan Knowles. So when he pops in, I'll have him introduce himself. So Ken, you want to jump into this conversation? Because I had when you first dropped it in the group chat, I had an opinion. And then as I began to think about it, my opinion kind of changed.
Really?
And yeah, then I started to get a bit confused on it, because I mean, if I am to see a man and a woman in a fight, an all-out brawl, I would at least, even if I don't jump in between and try to, calm the situation down, save the lady from getting a couple of blows, even save the man from getting a couple of blows, depending on how the situation panning out, right? I would at least think about trying to help. But then again, helping in 2023 has often proved, well, in a lot of, from not just now, but I guess now it's a bit more fatal, because you could get gang back in the day if you jump in when a dude of his boys, holding his back, watching his six, while he deal with a situation that he didn't like too much. I don't know, he's a big pimp or something, and he pimp slapped some female, and he got his henchmen, waiting to jump in if anybody else decides to get froggy. But yeah, hey, Juan Knowles, what's happening? Introduce yourself, Juan.
No introduction needed, man. They know me.
Fine. All right, then. Say less. But for all your flooring needs in all of Florida, you want to link up the man Juan Knowles, and he will get you straight.
www.knowleswoodflooring.com. All the information you need is right there.
There you go. When you go to Costa Rico for good,
Hey, hold on, sir. Hold on.
Rico.
No. You know Rico. You know Rica.
Suave Rico.
Wait, no, sorry. You know Rico, Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah, let me find this boy from one Sunday, man.
Tell the people what's going on, man.
Man, he was busy this whole week. Getting things together. Just got home a while ago. I had to do a couple estimates, even on a Sunday. But running your own business, sometimes that's what it takes. No time off, man. Like my brother Ken says, we never arrive till we arrive. And even when we arrive, we still got a lot more to go. So, stop.
That's the word. We're trying to find a word to deal with this situation, because at the end of the show, I want us to be very clear as to what a man should do in a situation where he can choose to either be the hero or
The zero.
the zero.
You like that one, Ken? You like that one? You like that?
That's funny. Well, here's my conundrum, right? First of all, let's first present the serious matter, in which, in case you guys didn't hear, there was a Bahamian in Florida with his girlfriend, and
That's Fort Lauderdale. That's Fort Lauderdale to be precise.
Fort Lauderdale,
Yes.
Out of Walmart, with his daughter and his daughter and his newborn daughter and his girlfriend, and apparently I think they were exiting the Walmart, and there was a guy there who apparently allegedly I guess confronted his either girlfriend or lover outside of the Walmart and proceeded to physically assault her. And this apparently went on for about a minute or two. There were apparently bystanders who refused to intervene, and as a matter of fact, the Bahamian guy wanted to intervene earlier, but his girlfriend was holding him back. Finally, she couldn't hold him back anymore. He, I guess, intervened, jumped the guy. The guy pulled out a gun and shot him multiple times. Multiple times, yeah.
Six times.
Shot him. You tell us an angry fellow. Shot him initially. Guy fell on the ground and then stood over him and shot him 5 more times. I think that's a lot. That's kind of a lot, but I don't know. I don't know how Florida law goes. If he thought he was defending himself or what. I don't know what his defense is going to be.
He getting lost in jail, or when the cops show up, he's got that gun. They spraying him down.
I don't want to sway focus on the topic, but there's two things that I wanted. There are 2 points in there that I wanted to bring out, and we don't have to discuss this, but I just wanted to bring it to light. Number one, the news reports I saw were very sparse about mentioning that this was a tourist from the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this situation had happened in Nassau, Bahamas, with an American tourist, it would have been on CNN. American tourists shot and killed in the Bahamas while trying to defend women's honor or some garbage like that, right?
Yeah.
So I find that very peculiar, like the Reverend C.W. Sanders would say. And second point is if this, and I hate to speculate, but I feel like if this were a lighter skinned couple,
more light on it.
The stand your ground law may have come into play in Florida. But nevertheless, that's just speculation, and that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is if what this guy did was right or not.
Should a man risk his life? Should he have risked his life to save this woman?
But hold on, that stand your ground law goes as follows here in Florida, because I'm a legal licensed arms carrier, so I know the law as far as when it goes to carrying a firearm. You can only pull that out if your life is absolutely in danger, okay, as a last resort. Also, on top of that, if the Bahamian guy went to stop him, the other guy with the gun, life wasn't in danger.
Yeah.
So stand your ground wouldn't even stand in no way, shape, or form. On top of that, after shooting someone, okay, if you shoot someone and they disengage, they're down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
For walk to walk over a person whilst they're down, incapacitated, and can't fight back or be a threat no longer to you, and you continue to shoot 5 shots in him, that's first-degree murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether that guy have mental issues or whatever it may be, that listen, is even to the point where I could be sleeping in this house with my family. Dudes could break in my house in the middle of the night. I pull my gun out and say, "Hey, freeze! You got to give a warning." I ain't giving no warning, but I'm just saying it's got to do. Right?
Yeah.
You pull it out, say freeze. You pop him one time. Okay. Let's say two guys breaking the house. You pop him, one fault. You walk over to him and pat, 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 eliminate him. The next guy get away somehow out the house and call the cops on you. Keep in mind now, this is the burglar calling the cops on you. When the cops come, you go into jail. In your own house, you go into jail because you already eliminated the threat as far as it approaching you. That's what the law is crazy, bro, when it comes to that.
So according to that description there, it would be a sane and valid, deemed safe to intervene if you're just trying to stop a man from beating up on a girl, on a woman. Because according to the law, you're covered. He can't just up and shoot you because you stand in between his fists and a female.
But that's in a perfect world, Dyson.
I know. So we want to address it. Like what because the perfect world and the way that we are taught as men, we're actually taught to protect. Right? In a situation where we see something happening like that, we have been trained in so many different ways. We've been conditioned. Conditioned. We've been conditioned to automatically be like, I have to help.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I feel like I'm trying to develop this slowly. I don't want to jump to the point, to the big points, right? But yeah. I agree. I don't think it's conditioning, right? I believe that society, generally speaking, the same way we believe that there are roles in society. Well, I believe that these are roles in society that we have come to accept over a long time. I don't say a long time, I'm talking about centuries. For centuries, these have been the roles. These have been the roles that we accepted in society, and it's worked out fine for centuries. Why is it suddenly a problem? I'm not sure. There's a little, society shifts, society evolves. This is true. Things change, and even from place to place, island to island, country to country, even neighborhood to neighborhood, there are social differences, right? But one thing has always stood firm for thousands of years, and that's that men protect women, generally speaking. But when you get married, that situation is kind of customized to say you protect your family first. I agree with that, right? So that's a little bit more specific because your family includes like this person here.
Right? Get off the camera. It's not your week. No, I'm playing.
So hold on. What happened to my cookies and cream? They didn't have cookies and cream? Come on, guys.
Like, eat your chocolate thing and be quiet, bro.
Come on, man. Come put this. I don't want it. I need that later.
I got a piece. I got a piece of. I shouldn't be saying because I in the gym and I got a piece of apple pie waiting on me.
No, that's TCBY.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is, I don't think it's conditioning. I think it's social norms, and yes, those things can change. But I think when you become married, it change your responsibility, your duty changes a bit. All right, I agree with that. I also think it also depends on where you are, because in a place like the United States, thinking about it and being rational and not responding emotionally, if I thought about it, I wouldn't intervene, even though I would want to. I would really, 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 really want to.
And if I was there with you, I would really, 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 really have to fight you and say, no, we ain't doing that.
You see?
We going this way.
So there's the contrast right there.
There's a contrast.
Feeling
it's happened before, Dyson. It's happened before. Not before we leave this point. It happened before to me. I don't think one were we there?
Yeah, I was there.
So we were at a gathering.
I was there
with some friends. Some of whom were female.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the girls did not inform her boyfriend that she was going to be at this gathering with these males. So he, he found himself at the gathering. Now, this is before cell phones, so I don't know how he found out where she was. Obviously, she told him, so probably her fault. Nevertheless, I heard him arguing outside. So when I walk outside into the parking lot, he has her by the throat and he's slapping her, like 3 times. So I approached the guy, and your boy Omar grabs. This is the strongest I ever felt Omar in my life. Grabbed me in some type of sleeper hold by the arm like this, and dragged me away, right? Because I'm like, yo, but he stopped. All right, he stopped and focused on me. Okay. Mm-hmm. So anyway, later on, he ran home, I think. I guess got a gun or whatever.
You ain't see what happened here. Now hold on, quick point. Now, me and Kent and Omar and Anton and Gian, right? We know each other over 30 years, right? You see when things happen, all of a sudden he become my boy?
Here's your boy.
Go ahead, Kent.
All right, so the guy who you said
the guy comes back, long story short, the guy comes back with a gun and just shoots up a couple of rounds in the air trying to scare everybody, and then he left.
Right.
And I saw that girl maybe 4 or 5 months later, and I just said hi, and she completely ignored me.
Absolutely.
That night though, she was crying. Her friends brought her to me. She hugged me up. Oh, and her friends came to me. You was a real man, and all that stuff. Yeah. And that could have turned out very bad. At the same time, I'm glad I said something. I'm glad I said something.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. But we should have called the police.
Right. Bang. So, and this is another point that I was fighting over, and you brought it up just now. You said the girl did not tell the boyfriend that she was going to be at this event. And obviously they have this type of relationship, whereas if she's going to an event like this, he should know, or he feels as though he should know. I don't know where unmarried people get off on thinking that they own another person, but so it's the case.
Even in marriage, you don't own them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So the question is, and I fought with this, I actually felt bad because people would say, a question like this kind of puts blame on the victim, right? But the victim here is the guy that was fatally shot. And I just wonder if the man that was beaten on this girl was triggered by something. I wouldn't say he didn't have a reason to hit her, but was he triggered by something? And what was it that he was triggered? I just wonder, because we can only, I'm sure that part of the story won't come up. But we think, okay, you see a man and a woman fighting and you automatically take the side of the woman and think of her as the person that needs help.
The weaker link.
But I don't think that's it. I think in most cases, I mean, are we physically superior or not?
We are physically, and if you put the strongest
generally
man against the strongest woman,
the strongest man average, and I just had this discussion with my wife. Generally speaking, the average male is physically superior to the average female. Correct?
Yeah. Correct.
So I'm saying, so in my opinion, that is the reason why we have part of our responsibility in culture, in all cultures, in all. This is why men went to war more than women did. This is why we are the protectors. This is why what is she saying? Not what?
Not and women.
Anyway,
men aren't. Average man isn't physically.
I don't know what she's talking about. She's talking
to a female. No.
We don't have to waste time. We don't have to waste time on nonsense.
But I can get some clarity to that. I get some clarity to that.
No, that is absolute fact. That's not opinion. That's absolute fact. That's scientific fact. Okay. So the point is, we were always not again conditioned, but we were always responsible for protecting the woman and or the family. That was always our role. And
Yeah.
there's a reason for that. It's not because we flipped a coin and decided somebody should do it. There's a reason why they always said women and children first. When the fire breaks out or the ship's sinking, they say women and children first, right? There's a reason for that.
Yeah. Okay, but here's let me
Right or
argue.
wrong?
Right. Okay, go ahead, because I have mine's written down. So you go ahead. I won't forget mine. Go ahead, Warren.
I don't need it to be written down. They're right here. Let me. Okay. I think it was our show, probably number 12, 13, somewhere around there. I don't know if you guys remember. I said one thing back then that was very important, and I'll say it again. You must kill that simp inside you, because if you do not, it will potentially kill you. What I mean by that is this. Was that guy simping over the young lady who you protect? No, he didn't even know her. Okay, but his natural instincts was to run over there and get involved in something that has nothing to do with him. And if you were to watch the YouTube video, if you read the comment section, it's full of females saying, "Oh, he did the right thing. He's a real man. No, disagree. See, being a real man is him being there for his son, going home with his family, and being able to provide for his family. Because guess what? That young lady who he jumped in the way and took bullets for, where he lost his life, she don't give a damn about him. And most likely, she will be caught up in another toxic relationship. More than likely. Okay.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to tie this into what Kent was saying. And you were saying that men are physically superior. And here's the thing. So you don't fight fire with fire in most cases. You fight fire with water. So there is sensibility in looking at it from this perspective. If a man is physically stronger than a woman on average, would you say that a woman is intellectually stronger than a man on average?
It all depends on the subject matter you're talking about.
Okay. All right. So in a general form, and in, as the saying goes, or it's popular to think that women are smarter than men, right? That is my belief. Women are smarter than men. Women can do things that men, women get caught doing stuff way less than men do because they are quick. They're very witty. They lie. Dead good. They're dead good. Right? So if you take now a physically stronger being up against an intellectually stronger being, that there's a fair match. So in the situation in the war,
Say it again.
You take a physically stronger being and put the physically stronger being up against an intellectually stronger being. So
in a physical fight?
Yeah, not in an all-out physical fight, but the physical.
Just brains versus bronze.
Yes, the brawn brings brawn to the fight, and the brain brings brain to the fight, and the two of them match up. That to me is a fair battle, because the brawn can be outsmarted and lose, as well as the brawn, and as well as the brain can be outpowered and lose.
Nah, dude,
it's like fire and water. You're gonna need a certain amount of water to get rid of the fire, and if it's an oil-based fire, you can only spread the fire with the water. Like, it takes some intelligence. So here's the point I'm trying to make. we are equal, physical and brains. Okay, Fee. Here's the point.
Hey, my question. She forget to put she forget to put in capital letters delusional also.
here's my
Yeah, okay.
question.
I don't understand how I don't understand why we even encouraging that. You shouldn't even encourage that.
Here's my question.
That's nonsense.
Here's my question. Is it fair for a man, for this guy that died, to think to himself, boy, I don't know what she do to get herself in that position? Whereas this man now feels as though he has to bring his brawn to the fight. Maybe she tried to outsmart him in some type of way. She was using her intelligence to bully this fellow, and this fellow stopped and said, it's just like how Juan said, you cannot argue with a woman because she could take you down a hole where you ain't equipped to battle.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So when the man is no longer equipped to I guess, take on the force of a woman's intelligence, he may snap and go to fighting. And I ain't giving no one right, I ain't giving no wrong, because of course a woman should not try to outsmart a man. You should be fair, as well as a man should not try to outpower a woman. You should be fair and treat each other as equals. But here we are in a situation where a man who has
in a perfect world, in a perfect world,
in a real world, in a perfect world, yes, help these people because somebody just needs help, and you don't have to worry about all of the reasons or what the dynamics of the situation is. Somebody needs help, go and help them. But in this real world, if somebody needs help, you have to first make sure that it is safe to assist.
Bro, I agree. I don't disagree. That was my point. You know what I mean? I have EMT training as well, and that's one of the first things that they tell you when you arrive on the scene is make sure the scene is safe. That's part of the training I have as an EMT and as a first responder. You have to make sure the scene is safe. You don't even enter the area until the scene is safe. But what I'm saying is, I just wanted to establish first that it is an historical thing in culture, in human history. It has always been part of most cultures that men protect women, men defend women. That's the point I wanted to make. Now, talking about this specific situation, did this guy make a smart choice? No, he didn't. He didn't make a smart choice. It wasn't a smart choice. In a foreign country, with your family, with my family around me, I'm not trying to get in any physical. I don't care if I know that this guy isn't armed. If my family is with me too, I'm not trying to get in any type of altercation with anybody with my family.
So let's just say, right? Let's just say you came over to Florida, because you come over here sometime. And let's just say I come to meet you, and me and you go into Walmart to grab some food to eat. Me and you, and we see the situation going down. I'm not letting you go over there. I'm gonna tell you, F that, we going this way over there.
I still probably, I probably wouldn't do it by myself.
But hold on, and keep in mind, I have a gun on me, so I can easily go over there and be like, "Yo, bro, chill out." No, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it.
And I don't completely disagree with you.
Why we ain't doing it? Let me tell you why we ain't doing it. Because I value and love my friend more than that bullshit situation that's going down. That's probably been going down. Okay? Because the only thing that can come out of that is something bad. I'm not trying to see that happen to my friend. So, I don't care about what this young lady's going through. It may sound insensitive, I know, but that is not my issue. I will walk to the side and call the cops and be out.
Right.
I am not doing it.
But guess what? That's protection.
Absolutely. I'm doing something.
That's my point.
I'm not putting myself in harm's way. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, I got to make it home to my family.
Mm-hmm.
My family is more important than their toxic situation that's going on.
My point is, don't feel like it's weird. I don't think it's strange for a man to feel like he should do something.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
That's not a strange thing. The human race has always been like that. Mankind has always been like that. It was always our role to protect. We just have it. 2023 is different now. Is it different?
You know what though?
Now?
I agree with you. Out of 100, I agree with you about 75% on that. The other part of me is saying that many men lost their lives. It's just not known because it happened in the time where social media wasn't around. Many men lost their lives over situations. Bro, I remember, short story, I remember before social media, I was in North Carolina in a bar. I walk outside, a white guy walk outside after me, right? And he met a couple married, really looked married to me, arguing with each other. The guy wasn't even touching his wife or his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this guy. The guy walked up to them, try to separate them. You know what the guy do? Pull out a knife, stick him one time in the chest, just once. Bam. All right. The couple walked away. This guy walked back, stumbled, pulled on the wall, dead. Just like that, bro.
So what does this say? This sets the precedence for what does it say in future? Because here's what I'm saying. Because now we do have social media. Yes, we have social media, and you know, one of the popular media sources in the Bahamas sent this out by blast on a number of different platforms. So basically, the entire Bahamas knows that you stick your nose inside other people's business, you could get shot dead, right? So what does that say for the safety of people that are being attacked in public?
Let's and this is, I just want to augment your question a bit because my wife posed this question to me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, same question you're about to say. So, but instead of saying people, be very specific. What is the response for each situation? Me as a man, if I see, let's say I don't see any gun, I don't see any knife. That don't mean it's not there,
right?
But I don't see it. But I see one attacker pretty much grounding and pounding the victim. Mm-hmm. Now, in one situation, the attacker is male, the victim is female, just like that incident. In the second situation, the attacker is female and the victim is male. Now, as soon as I said that to somebody else earlier today, they barely started laughing, right? Because it's a joke. It's a joke even a man is getting beat up from a woman. It's a complete joke, okay?
Right.
The third situation that my wife said is a woman beating up a child, beating her child or a child, mm-hmm. right? And the fourth situation is a man beating up a child, like punching them full blow fist to the face, mm-hmm. right? So my wife asked me, which one of those situations do I intervene and which one do I not? And in all fairness, that's not a fair question because situations like that happen real fast. You don't have much time to think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the truth is, we could talk all we want about what we would do, but when those situations pop up, it's a whole different story because that happened like that. Your adrenaline flowing, you don't know what's going on. By the time you turn around, gun out, you might just be standing there and shouting at the boy and gun come out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, you can just pull out your phone to call the police, and they can pull the gun on you, right?
Yeah.
So anything can happen in that kind of situation.
I'm not calling the cops in his view. I know that. I'm not calling the cops with him looking at me on the phone. I'm walking away like I don't even see that situation. When I get out of the sight, then I'm calling the cops.
But to go to Dyson's point, he's saying, again, in today's environment now, knowing what we know, seeing what we saw happen last week, those I think are the four main situations that you would encounter. Mm-hmm. Besides maybe youth on youth, right? So, in which of those situations do we intervene? None. Or is there a situation do we intervene?
I think you should intervene the child situation. It's a child's defenseless.
You can still get shot though.
Absolutely. You can still get shot.
Someone else shot.
You can still get shot, right? But more than likely, I would think that intervening with a child getting injured or hurt, the child is defenseless. So you would be more inclined to want to intervene in that situation there. Let me explain something to y'all too, bro. And y'all probably know this. These females ain't as innocent as they come off to be, bro. They ain't sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that. Okay? So when you see situations like this occurring, the thing is what men need to understand, right? You need to break out of that mindset that the minute you see a female, she's like defenseless and can't hurt a fly, bro. That is far from the truth. Wars have been started.
I hear you.
Hold on. Wars have been started
Mhm.
because of females.
Mhm.
There's many people in jail because of a female.
Mhm.
Plenty.
There are many people dead and under the jail because of a female, either because you believe in what they say,
Mhm.
you're taking them for granted and not paying attention to the red flags,
Mhm.
or you just feel like you Captain Save a Ho sliding in there and they're trying to save them. You cannot be running around with a white cape talking about every little situation you run into, you're trying to play, hero, all because she's a female. Because I can tell you this right now, bro. I'll say it's 50% chance that sometimes it's the guy's fault, sometimes it's the female fault, bro.
When you say people before, you meant males, right? You meant men.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes. And then hold on. And on top of that, right? After you go through all of the saving, bro, she don't give a damn.
Mhm.
She don't care.
But two points to that. One, we don't do these things. We're not supposed to do these things for thanks. That's not the reason for doing it. We do it because it's our, I don't want to say responsibility, but it's part of our, it's part of our.
Chivalry is dead, bro. Chivalry is dead.
Chivalry is for thanks. Chivalry is for thanks and praise.
That's like you telling me. That's like you telling me right now, right? There's a puddle in the street. Take off my nice coat and let her walk over the coat because she don't want to get a lick. Come on, bro. We're not there anymore.
No, but if I'm walking in the rain and I have an umbrella that's a one-person umbrella and I see a woman and she doesn't have an umbrella, I'm going to hold my umbrella over her. Is that being a simp?
Hold on. So let's say, okay, let me tell you when I will do that. If we're on the same side of the road and we in the same lane, I am not running across the road to get nobody because they're getting wet. I'm sorry. You should have remembered your umbrella.
No, so if you were right next
across the road now, if I run across the road, I try to leave it to ditches. You understand what I'm saying? Now that part of my life is over with, so a female can get wet because I'm married, so you can get wet, buddy, right? But what I'm saying is, in a situation where if I'm walking along and it's raining and she need to get to her car, I'll walk her to her car. I'll help. Like I'll do that,
bro. I'm telling you right now. I gotta disagree. The times we living in right now, you will lose your life just from thinking that way, bro.
Okay,
I am telling you,
all right.
You lose your life, bro.
Okay, so
and your life can't Bazard's life. You come too long and too far to build what you have right now. To lose it all because your instinct tell you, I need to go do that. No, bro. No. Fee, Kia, and Kaylin needs you more than you go in there talking about, hey, it's raining. Take my umbrella. Fuck that shit, bro.
No, I say take my umbrella. I said
no. You should have brought your umbrella from house. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
In any,
I'm not doing it, bro.
So we are all of these scenarios is based on the fact that we don't know this other woman or the women that seem to be damsels in distress. We don't know them, but if we do know them, and you can still get shot.
Still no.
Right? But here's the question. Here's the next question.
I'll do it for cat wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, if you know,
that's a different story. We know each other.
Right.
You can't know the reason. You can't.
I'm just trying to clarify.
No.
I'm just trying to clarify.
It's out of innocence that, hey, she need help. Boom.
Right.
But a total stranger? No, bro.
I'm clarifying that we are not saying that no woman deserves a superhero to fly in and save them if they are in distress. If it's someone that we know and care about, a loved one, it's no question in it. If we have to risk whatever it is we have to risk, then we'll risk it. So just making that clear. Now here's the next question. What is it that you feel women expect a man to do in a situation? Let's say I don't know a woman, right? I don't know her. But we sitting on a train. The train is cold. I knew it was going to be cold, so I brought my jacket. I see her sitting across from me in the same cubicle or caboose or whatever you want to call it, and I see her shivering and she's cold. Is it the right thing for me to now take off my jacket and give it to this strange lady who I can obviously see is cold?
I hope the next train stop sells jackets.
Where are you? Where are you now? Where are you? On a train?
Look here. I hope the next train stop sells jackets, buddy. Because guess what? I can't be sick from the cold.
But what do you think the woman expects?
What I think she should expect is check the weather just like me. Because don't forget, they're smarter than us. Hold on, Ken. Hold on. You know where I going with this? They smarter than us. So if my dumb brawny ass, because I ain't got no brains. Okay, I'm just bronze. If my brawny ass could say weather in the South Pole where I'm going is going to be cold, I better bring it. She's smart.
But that's not how it goes. Let me tell you how it goes.
I could one up you. They're physically equal to us. So,
in the long run, they're strong and independent.
No, but they're physically equal. So if I could deal with the cold, you could deal with the cold.
That's it. Don't pick and choose. Don't pick and choose. See, that's another thing that we go into. A lot of these females like to pick and choose when to be feminine. And then they want to choose when to be masculine on certain subject matters. Okay? Now, what's that, Ken?
You didn't say anything.
If you're going to be strong and be this and be that, you got to be that 100% all the way around. Mm-hmm. You can't fall off. You can't fall off when you are at a standstill or when you're in a decline. Now you want to be the damsel in distress. Come rescue me. No. You got to be strong 100%. I'm sorry. The next train stop should have jackets.
But here's the thing, though, Juan. Cut
him off.
here's how I believe it would end up going. Here's how I believe it would end up going. Because women are so smart, and because of what they expect, a woman would say, "Oh, my jacket is too heavy and too bulky, and I don't want to be bear down with this item as I travel. I want to travel small. I don't want to have to lift."
But they're strong, Dyson. They're stronger than us. They just said that.
No, but we say different. So I'm trying to.
We say we gotta listen to what they say. They say, listen, we just had somebody just now. I'm not gonna call her name. She says we are stronger, we are smarter. So I don't care how heavy your bag is. You better be able to tote that bag. Right or wrong, Ken?
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. Please come back and correct me if I'm wrong.
Real reality check here now. The reality is, and I've seen this happen a number of times, the reality is a woman is just going to say, I won't need my jacket because if it's cold, there'll be some simp who is going to give me this.
Okay, that's true.
And she would
let me give you another situation.
And somebody will. Just not me.
Let me give you another situation. This just happened the other day. I was in a meeting. There were a bunch of lay people. One dude walked in, another dude walked in, then a lady walked in. 3 dudes got up to give them her chair.
Boom. You see that? You see what I say, Ken? Equal in caps, an exclamation point.
Yeah.
But
all right. They don't realize equal is just as bad. But anyway, listen to the situation now. So forget the code. Forget the code because in the code situation, anyway, forget that.
Yeah.
So if I stand up to offer a lady my seat, I don't have to do that then. It's not rude anymore. I'm not being a non-gentleman anymore if I sit down and let the woman stand up. That's what we say.
You asking me?
I'm just saying, anybody. This is what we say. This is the position now.
The only time I'm going to get up. The only time
that wasn't the position before. So
okay.
Now we're saying that's the position.
No,
you can stand up.
The only time I am getting up when a female walk in the room, she got to be pregnant. And when I say pregnant, I'm talking about really, really pregnant. I respect that. But just standing up, I'm not giving up my seat just because a female walk in. It's not happening.
Why? Because she's pregnant.
That's because I would think she tired from standing up because she carrying a baby. No, I ain't talking about no 2 months pregnant now. Not 2 months.
That's very sexist.
Yeah, I know.
Because only women get pregnant, so that's sexist.
Really? Talking masculinity at its finest.
That's sexist.
I know. So if you ain't ladies from JP knows, right? If you ain't pregnant, this is not necessarily reflect the views of Dyson Knight or Dr. Kent Bazard. This is one Pedro Knowles, JP. Okay, if you're not pregnant, ladies, you better start getting pregnant because that's the only way you're gonna get a seat from me.
All right, so this conversation, we're 50 minutes in, and this conversation is leaning towards, and God rest the soul of the gentleman that risked and lost his life to help a woman. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But we are pretty much moving along the lines of telling every man out there to not risk your life, especially if you have a family, especially if you love your life. Right? I mean, and that to me is a sad place to be in our day. Because the coronation was just the other day. And we have a king, right? We have a king. The Bahamas flag was there. Canada's flag was there. The British flag was there. A whole bunch of other flags was there. And a whole bunch of people acknowledged Charles now as king, right? And in every King and Knights movie, cartoon, animation, we have the understanding that the king is the master protector, right? He is the one who goes to battle for he leads the army in the movies. He leads the army.
Charles, you lead no army, buddy. We'll go ahead.
So I'm bringing it now to the reason why in this day and age, it's so sad that we are saying that no, a man is not supposed to help a woman who is in distress. Because you could lose your life. And one of the things is throughout the past many of years, we don't really have that many examples of men that have the responsibility, like kings, have risked their lives or put themselves on the front line to protect nations, to protect families, to protect anything. I mean, if we really think about it, in this situation where the media is talking about the man that lost his life in saving a woman, we have I've heard more stories of firemen saving cats than I've heard of men saving damsels in distress in real life. You understand what I'm saying?
And I could bet you, Dyson Knight, I could bet you, as sure as you'll write your next hit song, as sure as I'll install floors tomorrow, as sure as Kent Bazard will do his gym thing tomorrow or this week, that young lady who got herself saved, she's going to be with the same thug-ass, dumbass dude again. Not the same dude, because he going to jail. But that's just, bro, they're attracted to those type of people, bro.
Do women want to be saved?
Yes.
And do you think
they want to be saved?
Do they think they live on the edge because they have this security way of thinking, this secure way of thinking that there's some man who is going to save me?
Bro, when I say we, us three right here, we think this way. The majority of the world does not.
The bad boy Dr. Peterson said this, right? Jordan. He said, the reason why the bad boy is attractive is because in all mammalian society and even some of the sub animals, if the male displays that he can protect, that he's aggressive enough, he's large enough, he has whatever in that society that signifies strength. In some African cultures, is a big belly. In some, in other cultures, is money. In other cultures, is muscles. So I mean, I'm saying, for some birds, it's colors on the chest and stuff. So if a male can show that he can take care, he can protect, he can be a strong protector, that's one of the most strongest stimuli you can give to a woman. That's what Jordan Peterson said. Yeah. Even more than being able to provide, because a lot of these men who big and strong and gangster dudes, and he ain't got crap. That's how they get these girls, because the appeal is that they can protect. And that is, you ask if it's important to a woman to be protected, whether they admit it or not, no matter how much they want to admit about being equal and all that crap. When it hits the fan,
shots fired.
When it hits the fan, bro, they want us in the front. I don't care what none of them say. They ain't gonna jump in the front and say, "We got you. We're gonna protect you guys from that charging bull or the charging lion."
You know what? So even one up your comment even more. I agree 1,000,000%. When they actually get into an issue, right, and they have to call the cops, and it's an issue that calls for dealing with in a masculine way. They ain't trying to know when the female cop show up. They ain't care about that. They want the man cop to show up. So you know what that tells me? You do depend on men to do everything for you. It all, once again, they picking and choosing their lanes when it benefits them. When it benefits them, bro, they can talk. Listen, my wife included. They talk this crazy nonsense all equal, whatever, until it comes to a situation where it don't benefit them. Now, oh my God, let's call a man in here. Men build the worlds, bro. Men build the worlds, not the world. Men build the world. Plumbers, men. Electricians, men. I'm not saying, females don't do it, but it's very far in between. You don't see no female being a garbage man. Shit, there's no such term as garbage woman. Any of y'all ever hear garbage woman? Since y'all was born, you'll ever hear garbage woman?
Nope.
Never. You hear garbage
there are
man.
Some women that work in the garbage
yes,
in the trap,
in
like
the office. In the office,
they may sift through bottles for recycles and stuff.
But
like
I said you don't see them though. But what I'm trying, the terminology, you don't hear garbage woman. You hear garbage man.
I feel you.
When you call somebody to come fix something at your house, 97, 98% of the time, who shows up? Please tell me. A man or a woman. Any industry.
A man.
Fixing things now. Fixing. I ain't talking about dealing with psychological I ain't talking about that crap. Not saying this crap. I'm talking about when you need something done and you call, who answers that phone? Who show up? And if there's a female answer the phone, when you send the call out, a dude coming.
All right. So,
and even when a female show up, right? And if a female do show up, right? You'll start giving her the side eye, not because you're attracted to her, but the side eye, like, huh? You actually could do this? A female would even give another female a side eye, like, huh? You actually could do this? Right or wrong?
True.
All right.
True.
But they're strong and independent, though. Go ahead.
So here we are. In conclusion, should a man risk his life?
But it's a good thing we changed platform. Speed of it, they would cut us off a long time.
Should a man save his life?
But this is the conversation that needs to be had, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. If we all can play our positions in life, in relationships, and I'm not talking about who commands who and who in charge. I am talking about that. Just play your position, bro. Everybody don't have to be a boss. Play your position. Some roles are just made to be played that way. The problem occurs is that when everybody try to get over on everybody. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be a boss lady, and another thing, ladies, we as men, we do not care about your degrees. You could have more degrees than a thermometer for all I care. We don't care about your degrees. It's good for you. At the end of the day, that don't benefit us. That benefits you. Now, it can benefit us to be doing some business deals, but that doesn't make the relationship better or worse. That's why you could have a man who's a millionaire. He'll date a girl out of McDonald's, and that's cool with him. But I can tell you one thing, though. You'll never have a woman that's a millionaire and date a McDonald's worker. She's going to look for somebody on her status level. And the only time she's going to date somebody below her is when he failed trying to get that guy on her level. Facts.
I don't know if it's facts, but it's very
Facts.
plausible. It's reasonable thinking.
Facts. Go ahead.
You were saying, Mr. Dyson Knight, do man. You were saying so.
Should a man risk his life to save a woman?
Closing thought?
Yeah. Closing thoughts.
I'll go first. So, because this is my topic, so I'll go first. I'm split on the issue. I'm split because I agree with what my brother corrected me a couple of days ago and said. My priority is my family. My priority is myself and my family.
Mm-hmm.
And being in a foreign country in that specific situation, being in a foreign country, you don't do things like that in a foreign country. You don't know what their laws are. You don't know what's going on. You don't when your family is with you.
Yep.
Getting engaged in an altercation is not protecting your family. No way. No way. So
did he not shoot that young man in front of the baby too? The baby was there too, right?
He did. The baby was there.
Oh man.
So so now I'm not saying that it's not it wasn't an honorable decision. I think I respect what he attempted to do. Absolutely. I greatly respect what he intended to do, and I wish that he was successful at doing it. But this is the reason why it's usually poor choice when your family is when your family is there in a situation like that. Don't take that risk when your family is around. Mm-hmm. But generally speaking, looking at those four situations, male on female, female on male, male on child, woman on child, I can't say no across the board. I can't say, as a man, I can't say I will not intervene at any time. What I will say is I'm going to be very careful about whether I intervene or not as much as I can. I do not intend to die for a stranger, for any stranger, male or female, or child. I don't intend to die. Mm-hmm. I was in a situation 2 years ago where I very easily could have ended up in a situation where somebody killed me or I killed somebody trying to protect a child. Mm-hmm. I was in a situation like that, literally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You don't think about it. I didn't think about it. I jumped. My car was moving and I jumped out the car. You understand what I mean? So I didn't think about it. I just jumped out of the car because what I saw enraged me so much. Yeah. I immediately jumped out of the car, and I was so riled up. My whole day was screwed. I was supposed to have a meeting. I couldn't talk in the meeting. Like I was totally screwed up that whole day. I had to get some bamboo shot and a collect and go on the beach and eat the bamboo shot and drink the collect. I'm serious, bro. I was I was out of it for that whole day. I was so angry, right? Yeah. So I cannot say that things like I can't look at a dude beating up a girl and be like, yeah, all right, well, I guess she might have done something to deserve it. I can't. Something to go off in my head.
Right.
Hopefully I make the best decision. Hopefully I make the safest decision and the smartest decision. But I can't say yes or no to that question. I just can't. It has to be specific to the situation. But in closing, my family comes first, and I'm not gonna risk my life. I'm not gonna endanger my family by risking my life. That's a rough decision to make.
Juan, what's your final thoughts, man?
I'm gonna say it's a -0 no to the fifth power pi times 6 no for me. My goal at all times, and that's if I'm with my family or without my family, I'm not intervening. Now, some may say, oh, that's harsh. But see, also, when you intervene, it kind of encourages bad behavior from these females also. Because they always feel as if they can act out in public because somebody's going to come and stuff. You ever seen a female just pull off and slap a guy in a bar, and then the minute he just say like, what's up? A bunch of guys just rush him? Like it happened. See, because that's encouraged behavior. And 9 times out of 10, the guys who rush in like, hey, what are you doing? Bro, excuse my language. She is not going to fuck you for you jumping in between that. She's doing that because she knows she has somebody to stop her from getting stomped out.
Yeah.
Okay? Because as crazy as they may think, they know they're not as strong as men. They know if shit hit the fan in a physical. Now, we're not talking about trained fighters here. That's exception to the rule. We're talking about your average day, everyday working female. When shit hit the fan, the average man can overpower the average woman. Okay? But I am not about to lose my life because my family depends on me. My kids depends on me. It is my duty to try to make it home every day to be with my family. So if I see an altercation occurring in front of me, I'm not saying I'm going to just ignore it, because ignoring it, that's just me being just an asshole. But I am definitely going to clear the situation. And when I say clear it, I mean me clearing myself away from it, get the location where it's at, and call me, see all you want. I don't care. And keep in mind, I have a firearm on me. And I'm still saying I'm not engaging it. I have a firearm, bro, on me and one in the truck. 2. I can pull out and say, hey, stop that. I ain't taking that chance because, like my brother Ken says, he could be in such a rage that now it turns into a shootout. Now we got innocent people getting shot who's just around me at him. So I am not taking the chance, bro. I'm sorry, madam. That should get in your head. Stomp on. I'm sorry. I don't know what you do, or I don't know what he did, but that's not my problem. It may sound harsh and insensitive. I am stepping to the side where the guy don't even see me, and I'm calling 911 or 919 or whatever your local police department is, and I'm clearing the situation. Be like, I hope it works out for the best. I have to go home to my family. Now, if I'm out and you mess with mine, that's a whole different story. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah. Like I said, I was torn coming in. But the conversation has led me to pretty much settle here. And I liken it to my reason for not supporting wars. I don't really like the idea that a person can be told to go and kill other people without knowing the reason why. So in a situation like this, if I was this guy, this Bahamian man that lost his life, instead of going and tackle this dude, if I am to get involved in any type way, from a distance, I'm going to yell out, bro, what did she do? What did she do? Because I want to find out if he's thinking soundly, if there's any reason or cause for this incident to be happening. Is it a valid reason, whether or not it's never a good reason or not to beat up a woman or a child or whatever the case may be. But after this incident with this man who has a newborn child has lost his life, I am definitely on the side of not getting involved. I ain't getting involved. So when you have, and I am the type of person, I do feel the same way Kent does. I will have this urge. I am conditioned to want to get involved. But with this information, I know I have more things and more responsibilities to live for than to lose my life on somebody else's problem. You see what I'm saying? And And that should be this incident to women should tell women that they need to be very, very careful as to who they select to get themselves involved and intertwined with. All of the women that like these bad boys who be taking pictures with their guns, who got, have this look in this image like, they would kill. Don't mess with them. If you're going to date them to death. And you love them to death because you can't expect anybody else to die for you when he clicks off. You have to take that on. You understand what I'm saying? If you know you have a gun and this guy coming to save you, you tell that dude, hey, back off, you will die.
Nah.
Let me take the blows. I know it's not going to happen. That's why I am not, after this information, I'm not going to get involved. So as time keeps ticking, ladies and gentlemen, please think smart. Times are changing. It's very dangerous out there. It ain't legal to have a weapon in the Bahamas, a hidden weapon. What do you say? A concealed weapon?
Concealed weapon, yeah.
It's illegal for you to have it, but most gangsters and whoever else have them. They have high-powered rifles. And if you go to America, it is legal.
Hey, to touch on that too, you have a lot of shootings happen over here from legal guns.
Yeah.
It ain't the illegal ones, it's the legally owned guns. Like I go to the store, get my fingerprint, I walk out the door with the gun. Especially here in Florida and Texas and places like that that's just gun happy. Bro, always assume everybody has a gun. I'm talking about 19-year-olds running around with guns out here.
Bahamians need to be aware. No matter how many travel advisories the United States put out about the Bahamas being dangerous, America is far more insane.
Absolutely.
Far more insane. Don't go over there joking.
Nope.
Don't play. Go what you go to get for. Be smart, be safe. Put your when you buy a whole bunch of stuff, put it in the back trunk. Make sure it's not visible. Be safe when you travel. Don't let nobody know you from out of town. No one needs to know that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Get in, do what you gotta do, get out. Y'all be safe. You want to live to see another day, and we want to live to see next week on the SUP'M Show, because we're here every Sunday at 6:30. This week it's what should a man risk his life to save a woman? I think we had a few other things. Next week, I believe we need to get on that situation with Simone. And I believe there's a couple other things. So just look out for it. Make sure you subscribe so you get a notification as to when we go live. And that's it. Say goodbye, gents.
See that? We in sync with each other, man. We almost do it on the same time, man. Only difference between me and him is beard's gray. Even the same color shirt almost. Look at that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dr. Kent Prasad, Mr. Juan Knowles. Yo, I'm Dyson Knight, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Y'all take care of yourselves and each other.
Peace out.